Hello everybody and welcome to a little Star Wars review on my new channel. Today we have set number 7153 for the recommended ages 8 to 12, Jango Fett's Slave 1. It contains 358 pieces and I believe retailed for $50 in the United States back at its time of release, 2002. Taking a look at the minifigures here, you can see that they have a little bit of torso printing that is very nice, as these minifigures are very rare and sought after on many websites nowadays. I do appreciate how there's the light blue that fades out onto the dark blue on the Boba Fett minifigure. Probably his most notable piece will be that he has a woman-style hair right there, as we've seen that on many women in the Lego City theme. He does have a unique face to the Star Wars galaxy as well. The Jango Fett pistols have been seen in many Indiana Jones sets and many other normal world, as we call it. Those look more like revolvers, not blaster pistols. However, the standard blasters had not been released in the Star Wars galaxy at the time, so these were really all they had except for basic megaphone pistols, as we call them. Taking a look at the back of the minifigures here, you can see that there's not a whole lot to see here, as none of the minifigures have back printing. As we remove the hair, there's no alternate face on the Boba Fett minifigure, and as we remove the helmet, which is indeed a jetpack and a helmet all in one, as we've seen on the 2000 Boba Fett minifigure, it does reveal a face on the back right there, which we'll get to that technique just in a moment right here. But first of all, I do have to comment that you can notice that rather brown style that fades into the purple legs there, which I guess I didn't really notice that in the movie, but it's nice for abilities. Back to what I was saying with this Jango Fett minifigure, if you remove the helmet here and you turn around his face, it does expose the pilot face that he had in the movie, and you also get this little addition of a hairpiece, black hairpiece you can add on him, which I don't prefer because that blends right into his head, so you don't know the difference between hair. And taking a look at the ship as a whole here, we can see that the color scheme is really elaborate, as well as the whole overall shape is a little bit succinct, as not a whole lot of twists and turns, and you can notice there's a lot of rather blocky pieces on the side there. We'll start off taking a look at the bottom right here, where you'll notice that there is a little opening that looks like goes into the ship, but there's really not a whole lot there. Instead, if you open up these side panels right there, there's on either side, you can actually open up these little, looks like machine guns, as there's 4 rotating blades. One more rather hidden feature on the little canopy that walks into the ship is you can actually open up this tiny little hatch in here, and it'll look like there's a couple little orange balls, which those are really headpieces in there. And if you, those look like the seismic charges, or whatever you call them from episode 2, and if you open this up on the back right here, those will actually indeed dump out if you tilt it just right, which that's the only downside, is you do need a bit of gravity, so you gotta flip this thing completely around. Taking a look at the side right here, there are indeed a few features that you might not be able to notice, including these little guns that indeed swivel right here, but we can take a little bit of a closer look at them in a minute here. These are little panel doors on the side. It doesn't look like anything's there, but if you actually open those up, it'll reveal what appears to be a couple rockets in there. I don't know. It's a little bit loose to take out. Not sure what you want to do with those, and that might be a little bit of carbonite in there, but who knows. As well as this little drawer piece right here is an area where you can stick in your Jango Fett pistols or hairpiece, and that is actually on either side, as well as these opening doors. I'm rather a big fan of these kind of colors, which is why I really rather prefer this over the 2000 version and the more newer versions of the original films of Star Wars Slave 1. I really like these lime colors and these dark blue colors, as those are kind of rare, and especially just that they're slope pieces, as none of those color pieces really are around. This design here uses these little, I don't know what you call them, they're on the newer Star Wars pirate ship, even though you do have to be careful of that falls off quite often. But we'll take a look at the cockpit right here before we get to our last feature, and this opens up as a nice little control panels. These indeed are stickers right here, but these are printed pieces. You can just rather stand your minifigures in here. It's a little bit of a tight fit, but see, this is what it looks like all together when you squeeze the minifigures in there, even though you do have to raise Jango Fett's hands a little bit, and it's a little bit of a tight fit. Make sure you don't fall your guys off the back there, because it's really hard to get. Just simply put on the canopy. Your minifigures in that canopy, if you notice that when you pick this up to actually have it in its right form, as it looks like it's down on the side there, and they're all facing forward, as you pick this up, this is indeed gravity lifted. Those will form right up, so they're looking out the right side of the window, as you see on the box right there or in the movies. It's all because there's enough weight right here with so many pieces added on these little wing pieces, and they're on an axle piece. When you pick this up, it actually rotates, and that's connected through an axle to the little canopy piece in there, that little tiny plate that I was showing you. That's why it's so small, so it can fall back and have a little bit of space back there. So it's able to rotate. Feature on there is when you pick this up, there's indeed a little rather crate piece in the back you can pull down there. It's just connected using this little magnet piece, as you can see. But there's nothing actually inside this. You just open it up and there's a little bit of extra space. Maybe that's really the car space, and you can see that these are actually double little blasters here that can move. They don't all move at the same time as they're not on a hinge piece. One of the downsides of this set is there is a couple random colors. This plate's gray, this plate's yellow, which I don't know, I didn't notice that in the movie at all. What I said about the nose piece is it's interesting how this little thing is on an axle piece. There's a little slanted yellow piece that's right there. That only adds for a little bit more architectural detail. I'm just going to say that I do really like this set. I really like the minifigures, and even though you only get 2 of them, you can always use more minifigures. But the reason I like this so much is, yeah, as I was saying, it looks so succinct, but it's really elaborate as there's so many little hidden trapdoors here and cages that have all sorts of weapons and machinery in them that you didn't even know are there. I really appreciate how they can make a little ship that has such little screen time in the movie into such an elaborate and so complex set in real life. And it's not just a small one, too. This is actually a pretty decent size set. $50, that's halfway to one of the big ones. And I just really don't know what else to say on this one. As I've gone through everything, it still seems like there's more. That's how good this set is. So I really recommend getting this if you can. I really would appraise this set at maybe $75 to $100 is what its value is right now. And if you can find it for less than that, especially with the original box, I recommend you pick it up. So that's all for me. I'll be talking to you again soon, and happy building, guys.